All right, y'all, come on in. Come on in. This is Alicia Miller Blakely. Come on in, y'all. Come on in.
Hello,
come on
Savannah. Hello, hello, hello.
Come on in, come on in. We need all y'all to come in right now. Because guess what?
Hear this.
We're here to dispel the rumors. I've gotten several phone calls asking why I haven't qualified based on the information that WJCL put in the community. It's really ironic that they said that they reached out to me. I never got a call from anyone. My intentions were not to qualify until I did. Which was my right. We had 5 days to qualify. If I chose to qualify at the very last day, at the very last minute of the hour, that was my choice.
And that's not
Okay? Go ahead.
I mean, how desperate are we for a story or for news? Because people choose to qualify on the last day. That's their choice, and we're given the 5 days. Now, I qualified yesterday because it was convenient for me, but I was considering qualifying on today. Oh, I'm that one person that they mentioned. I'm the incumbent, and maybe they don't know my name, but I'm Alderwoman Bernetta Lanier. And as of an hour ago, I was unopposed, and so I'm that one that you all didn't remember the name to place in your article. That's me.
Everybody else's name was called, except for the incumbent for the first district.
And I understand it because I'm often overlooked, and I understand why. So, you know, I understand the threat that I bring to the table, but that's okay because my constituents and the people of Savannah are listening.
That's right.
So, Savannah, hello, Alderwomen. I am reminded of a saying that goes, I think it's actually a Bible verse, where it says, the first shall be last, and the last shall be first.
Yes.
And so here we are today, acknowledging that we all have qualified. We all have signed up and signed on to dedicate ourselves, our life, and our work to the city of Savannah. For 3.5 years, almost 4 now, we have been what we said we were going to be in 2019. When we said that we were going to advocate for Savannah, we were going to speak up and speak out for those who are vulnerable among us. We acknowledged that we were going to make ourselves accessible. What does that mean? It meant that we were going to expand our experience beyond the Gold Dome. We have traveled throughout the districts, the 1st through the 6th in this city, representing all of the communities of Savannah.
That's right.
And then we stated that we were going to educate the electorate.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that you are not knowledgeable. What that means is we were going to share the information in a way where individuals could actually understand it.
That's right.
But also to share it in a manner in which you can engage and participate. Because for far too long, the electorate has been led by individuals who simply tell them what they think they want to hear. But of all of the things that we have done since we've been in office, we are most proud that we have stirred up a community. There has not been a time like before where we have people who are so engaged, so informed, and so plugged in. And as we go forth in this election season, we go forth without any trepidation, any fear or concern.
That's right.
Because as I have always said, and for those of you who are charting your course for public office, remember this. If you serve the way you campaign, you never have to campaign again.
That's right.
And so we will not be moved by the number of campaign signs that have been stolen. We will not be moved by the messiness of the media who serve as a PR firm and a spin cycle for the establishment. We will not be moved by the sidelines, the headlines, and the bylines, because we are the guideline for what the electorate says that we should be in this city.
That's right.
We're not going to major in the minor. We're not going to get all troubled over the minutia. But what we are going to do is we're going to shift our focus and continually be concerned for those who are the least among us. We are in a time in our community where crime is being overlooked and dismissed, while we have bodies and bullets flying in the streets of Savannah.
Just today.
Homelessness is out of control, but we continually spew rhetoric that has not kept pace with the reality of what we see on the streets in this city.
Exactly.
Forced displacement is happening at rampant levels. The people who were born here, raised here, grew up here, even those who retired here, can no longer afford to live here.
Come on now.
Savannah, wake up and let's win.
That's right.
And might I add that the people that we serve, because there has been no table for them to come and take a seat at, we've had to create a table.
That's right.
Forming alliances, bringing people together, and we still receive the pushback from city staff and from the majority on council in embracing the needs of the marginalized people of the city, the majority of the population of the city. So we will continue to bring the issues of being left out, being left behind, the marginalization of neighborhoods, the environmental injustice that plagues neighborhoods. These are some of the issues that keep our people from fully operating inside of this society. So we are working for the least, the lost, and the left out.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
in the spirit of our ancestors, D1, P1, as Rosa stated, we're not going to give up
No.
or get up. As Fanny stated, we're not going to shut up. And as Harriet stated, we're not going to let up. But what we are going to do is we're going to go forward real fast, all brakes. No, all gas, no brakes.
That's right. All gas, no
Oh.
brakes. Yes.
No runoffs, just cutoffs.
So if you're ready to see a change that we all thought we were getting in 2019 when we voted, well, we have to realize now that you did get 3 committed representatives that have been true to the public. And we
to
are,
what we campaigned.
yes, and we're working for not only the marginalized community, but people who are just citizens of this city. If you are a residential citizen and you're sick and tired of corporations and businesses receiving all of the resources, your resources, and you're not getting an equitable return on your public investment, which is your taxes that continue to go up, then you need to send 2 more people of like minds to city council
With
to
us.
sit with us so we can have a majority vote, so we could change the trajectory that's happening in this city.
Now let me say this. To each and every one of you all that can hear the sound of my voice, you had some folk that ran in the last election, and they made promises that they were going to do this, that, and the third. Well, they have since reneged on their promises. We have not reneged on our promise to you. We've done what we said we were going to do, and we are continuing
We
to
actually
do.
did better than we said we were gonna do.
Exactly. So, with that being said, I want you all to remember in November who to pull the lever for when it comes to casting your vote. You know, it's so ironic that you have people that come into your neighborhoods, knock on your doors, make you vast promises. You've never seen them. They've never been in your community before. And now all of a sudden, they're being paraded around asking for your vote and your support. Well, listen, you've seen our work. You've seen what we've done. And I want to say a resounding shout out to Pat Gunn and the committee to change the name of the square from Calhoun to Taylor Square. You all did a phenomenal, awesome job on yesterday. But I got to let you all know this. I asked the question last night at City Hall because they want to add John Calhoun's name back on the square. I asked the city manager, who did it? And y'all would not believe. He said the mayor recommended that that be done. So y'all, it just boggles me. if we're trying to get away from that racist mindset, knowing that that's not what we need in our city anymore, why would you even want his name anywhere near that square? If anything, put it in the archives, in the municipal archives, and let the person who want to find out the information of the square go dig for it.
Somebody will look
Okay.
at it.
Let me remind all of the citizens of Savannah, be very careful, because between now and November
That's right.
7th,
Yes.
you're going to see a lot of politics. You're going to see all of those issues that you have been advocating for the last 3.5 years.
Yes.
You're going to see a semblance of the mayor and the majority having you believe that they are servicing your needs. Now, if you are a citizen in Savannah, you vote for 4 representatives.
There you go.
You vote for the mayor, you vote for 2 at-large, these 2 alderwomen, and you vote for your district alderperson. I'm a district representative of the 1st. So your 4 people should be able to get 1 more and push your issues through.
That's right.
So why in the world are we free voting most times separate from the mayor in a different direction? When you have 2 visions, when there's a conflict of people wanting to change the trajectory and build generational wealth, and when you have people who want the status quo, business as usual, these people can't get you out of the hole you're in because they place you there. So when you have 2 visions, you're going to have division on city council, and what you're seeing is division because there are 2 visions. We're with the people. Those other ones are with the status quo. And look at their financial disclosures, and you will be able to tell who controlled their votes and their vision.
That's right.
And consistent with that, Alderwoman Lanier, that's essentially the main theme. You will see a dynamic, not just the current council's campaign contributions, but previous councils.
That's right.
You will see a demonstration of individuals whose voting record actually matched their donor dollars.
There you go.
And then you have this extra added incestuous behavior where you have people who are now resurrecting themselves after they have lost. The people have already voted you out and said, we're done.
Bye.
You're fired. Only to have you have the audacity to raise your head again as if people forgot just because they let one slip in.
There's a reason.
But here's what we say to that. No longer does the electorate need people or pastors to put ballots together for them.
That's right.
And for the pastors, I want to say to you, particularly those of you who are chiming in on our live feed from our city council meeting, which was not very good leadership. It was not a demonstration of leadership. And the very leadership that you say we don't have, you engage and partake in that. I want to just say to you, if you're not for us, you're not for the people who populate the pews in your congregation.
Come on now.
Because those same people who populate your pews on Sunday morning, because of the failed policies of this administration's leader, those individuals are going to be forced out to Port Wentworth, Guyton, Effingham, as far as Hinesville and Statesboro. And your church is going to choke and die.
That's right.
So hear me please, sirs and ma'am. If you're not for us, just don't get in our way.
There you go.
Let's serve the people and let's do right by people. This is not a time, Savannah, for us to align ourselves with friendship, relationship, kinship. This isn't about who we went to school with and who was my mama's principal and who played piano at my daddy's church. This is about your life. This is about the future of this community. And I'm telling you, Savannah, I'm telling you with everything I know and God loves, and that's the truth. Savannah is on the take. And we only have a short time to be able to take her back, to take our streets back, to make our blended, culturally rich communities what they should, can, and ought to be. Alderwoman?
Yes, I need to alert you all with something I want you to be aware of. This next council will be responsible for a SPLOST a special purpose local option sales tax. This city is addicted to the SPLOST because we have passed SPLOST since 1985. 85.
Okay.
So this next council will be responsible for a SPLOST. So these people who control the majority of council, these status quo folks, these 1%ers, they're going to pull out all the stops. They're going to raise record amounts of money to place their puppet people in office because they need to control that SPLOST.
That's right.
And if we had control of that SPLOST, we would be able to find some equity for the citizens of Savannah, regardless of what district you live in and what your nationality or your race is. You will benefit from this council led by Mayor Gibson-Carter. So as we move forward, watch out for who's giving money to who. And we have corporate people going out of their way to put their people in office so they can control the SPLOST. So watch where we shop. Whose convenience store you go in. We got one killing us with environmental issues, that's the in market and the colonial oil. And then we got this other one over here trying to put their puppet people in office, and that's the Parkers. So maybe we need to look at shopping with the people who support our community. So let's find out who those people are. Be there Indians,
Shepherds,
or shepherds,
Patels.
Maybe these are the people, if they work with us, that we need to shop at. We might need to give those other boys a break because they're not supporting us.
At
so
all.
just you have to look at the underlying issues. You have to be able to read why. Don't just take it at face value. We're trying to break that curse. We're trying to break the curse of some people having a demonic spirit to fool the masses of us. If you go to YouTube and you look at Savannah's first district, truth be told, first 1ST, look at that, because truth be told, you can't depend on the people who placed us in this condition to get us out of this condition, because they haven't stopped digging yet, and we're in a hole.
Alderwoman,
so we're going to have to change the trajectory.
the people who put us in this condition, ma'am, let me tell you, the newsflash.
We about to end this.
Newsflash.
I know they ready to.
Newsflash.
I don't want to hold our audience.
For 40
I don't wanna
years.
Drown them out.
I bet you we have more people joining us. For 40 years, this city, and this is where I want to say this, and Savannah, P1, D1, we are going to make history in this town, and we are going to be a template for changing communities.
That's right.
I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. We are going to be the template.
That's us. Policy driven.
To be citizen-led and policy-driven.
Absolutely.
No longer can we just get by. People, it's not enough to just be black and be in office. Let me tell you what being black and being in office has gotten Savannah for 40 years. You've had black mayors with a majority black council. You've had black commission with a black chair. You've had black state senators, black state representatives. You have black district attorneys, black fire chief, black police chief. And they've been black and black and black almost all at the same time for 40 years.
Come on.
How has that moved the needle for you? And if we're not moving it for the least of these, it's only the top 2%. It's the 2%. And so now what you see is you have black people who have gone into office and they essentially become buffers, facilitators, and carriers for the establishment.
That's right.
When you look at those campaign disclosures, when you see the names that are revolving on those campaign forms, these are individuals who are making a down payment on what they want from Savannah.
Come on now.
When you look at our disclosures, you see $5, $10, $20, $30, maybe $100, $300. You see people who are giving to our campaigns because of the investment they want to make in Savannah.
Thank you.
And that's the difference, my friends. That's the difference. You have to send a resounding message on November 7th, recognizing that early voting starts on October 17th, and we're going to tell this world that Savannah is not for sale.
That's right. Now, I got to say this right here, and then we definitely going to end it, because I don't want to hold you all. Listen, I want you, especially African Americans, to look around this city. We are 59.3% of the population, okay? And you tell me this. We have Caucasians, they do the development, they do all of they have the businesses. The Indians, they have the hotels, and what else? Convenience stores, okay? The Latinos, they're the ones that do the work for the developers, the construction jobs that African Americans used to have back in the day. Then you have the Asians. They have the restaurants and they have the hair stores. And then you have, who's the other one? The Asians, well, anyway, at the end of the day, exactly, at the end of the day, you tell me, what do the black man have in this city? Absolutely nothing. We have leaders who were afraid to do what they were elected to do. Utilize the authority to help move the needle for the lost, the least, and the left out.
And when
Time
we
out
do
for
that,
y'all.
when we do that, Alderwoman, what essentially happens is we perpetuate a divide. Not only do you continually hold one demographic down who's been down forever, you further perpetuate that divide. And so you spew all of this rhetoric under the guise of unity and love and beauty. Well, let me tell you, my friends, there's an old saying that nothing concedes power without a demand.
Come on.
City Hall, Bay Street, that is not Sunday school. We are not there to play patty cake.
Hold on, give him the analogy.
It's war down there.
Matthew 21 verses 7 through 12 said Jesus Christ went in the temple and turned the tables over because of the corruption. That's nothing less than what we're doing down there at City Hall. Believe you me, we could be doing other things. Lord knows I could. But because I love this city, I love my people, and I love the people of Savannah, babies, that's why we down there.
We don't have a choice.
Remember, we are called for a time such as this.
So remember,
in November.
And just in case the media wants to sign up, I think you got another 30, 45 minutes. You know, you guys don't run against us without being on record. So save your airways for legitimate journalistic integrity.
Come on
that
now.
really is going to make a difference for these people. Because journalists, reporters, you really don't have much legs to stand on.
Come on.
But who really should be concerned is the marketing department. Because your jobs are going to become more and more difficult because these outfits, these media outfits, you're going to choke and die just like Savannah Morning News pamphlet. Right?
Yeah.
It used to be a newspaper, now it's a news pamphlet.
Come on.
People are not even advertising anymore because they know that it's a propaganda machine. So we want you to now start being accountable.
Yes.
WJCL, you were doing okay up until last night. We need you to get back on. I don't have much hope for TOC and SAV. We don't even pay you any attention anymore. So what we want to tell you is if you
ATR, all things relevant media. That's
and
the
Unity Political Action Committee, for us, by us, and Candidly Kesha.
Get your news
by
from
us, for us.
Social media has all the news and it rolls out in real time.
That's right.
So if you are relying on your news from mainstream media, you are making a detrimental mistake because they are just simply not right. They are buffers and they are facilitators and they are carriers for the establishment. Someone once told me when I was railing against how awful they were and the lies that they conjured up on myself, Alderwoman Blakely, and Lanier, and they said, well, Kesha, they're just doing their job.
No, that's not their job.
Look at the word. Look at the word.
What about our hirees who came from the media?
Yes. Sean Evans from WTOC did a phenomenal job for the establishment. He's now the public information officer for Chatham County. Gallagher or WSAV, you did some very awful news stories on our administration. Myself in particular and Alderwoman Blakely.
Yes.
He's now on the payroll of the city of Savannah. So see, it's in their best interest to do what the establishment tells them to do. But remember this, people.
Their promise.
Remember this. Look, the word television. Look at the word. Tell them a vision. Tell them a vision. Do you know that TOC, SAV, JCL, and Fox, they're all supposed to be competitors? Well, if they are all competitors in Savannah Morning News, why is it that their headlines and their top 3 news stories are all the same? They're lock in step.
Clickbait.
Clickbait. They need to pay me for some of the some of those headlines. But so listen, we're coming to you as whole headlines. So we're ready for it.
Saying
We're
that
ready.
we did not qualify because we didn't have the funds or
You were
craziness.
serious about it.
Oh yeah, they said we weren't serious about it.
So
But we is as serious as you can possibly get.
as we stated,
Come on.
the first shall be last, and on November 7th, the last will be first. And when we win, we're gonna win big. We're not gonna leave
And
anything to
everybody
chance.
is invited to the victory party.
We want you to go start voting on October 17th. Participate in early voting, people, because if you don't, they will attempt to cheat. These races can't even be close. We gotta smoke them, and we gotta smoke them good.
That's right.
So we are declaring and decreeing victory. We're gonna have all gas, no brakes.
A new plan from day one.
Yes, we're not gonna be
ground running for you.
no task force, no
No
collecting
task force.
data, no crunching numbers on statistics. We don't need to meet.
done
We're
did
not
all
going
of
to
that.
negotiate.
It's time to do the work.
A1,
What color, what
day
creed,
one.
come to us, and we're going to work for you, the
Yes.
citizens of Savannah.
That's
This is
right.
your city.
Citizen-led, policy-driven.
Yes.
That's right.
Thank you.
y'all.
Remember,
We love you.
Oh, there you go. Remember.
Well,
No.
hold up.
That's it. Don't lose it.
Did you?
Oh no. I had turned just to say it now. I thought y'all had finished.
Okay. Remember.
In November.
Damn.
Go over in October.
And this has been Our Black Media here with them. Getting Our Black Media here with them. Understand that Our Black Media right here. So again, remember in November.
Yes.
Go over in October.
There you go.